Oh, I got the blues. I got the Leaving Mexico blues, and not only because we're watching this puppy, and this puppy, Wally, has the blues, but I got the blues because I got the part-time in Mexico blues, got to head home back to Oregon. Wally, go down. Yep.
Snowbird, Blues.
Snowbird, Rainbird Blues. Kat and I heading back, about to hop in the car in a couple days and drive back to Oregon from our home here in La Paz. And so I thought today's video would be great to be about the Leaving Mexico Blues, or part-time life versus full-time life in Mexico. So we spent about 6 months here and about 6 months up in the US and Oregon, where it's still raining. It is getting a little warm here in La Paz. It's getting into the 90s during the day, some days. So yeah, I just been thinking, I've been feeling a little bit sad, to tell you the truth. So I've just been a little bit down. We've been busy trying to get things ready. I canceled my last happy hour, just didn't have time. We've just been like going, trying to get the yard ready, trying to get the house ready, trying to get everything ready. So we're just going to talk in this video about the shoulder season, the time in around, April or so, when the part-timers go home and the full-timers are left behind in paradise. So not everyone gets the blues. Let's have Kat talk about the not blues of going back and forth.
Well, my perspective is that we have the perfect life, right? We get to spend 6 months in Mexico, then we get to spend 6 months in Oregon during the summer. So we have like the most perfect, beautiful weather everywhere we go. So I'm excited to, wherever we're going, to get to Mexico. Sad to leave Portland, then excited to get back to Portland, sad a little bit to leave Mexico, but mostly just excited to have this dual adventurous life. So no blues from me.
There we go. Okay, that is the end of the upbeat part of this video. Everyone has a different perspective on the snowbirds going north. I'm guessing the same thing happens in Florida or Arizona at this time of year. But if you're struggling with a transition, the sponsor of today's video can help. That sponsor is BetterHelp. Their online therapists are available almost anywhere in the world by phone, messenger, or video chat. BetterHelp therapists can help you if you're leaving behind your winter friends, or if you're a full-timer and your friends are leaving to go north, or if you're just having anxiety, because that's common in times of change. It's great to have a helpful, unbiased person to talk to when you're experiencing a change. If you want to give it a try, you'll get 10% off your first month if you use my link, betterhelp.com/almostretired. The platform is easy to use, from getting matched with a therapist to scheduling and having sessions, and even for switching therapists if the first one isn't a great match. If you think you might benefit from therapy, try BetterHelp. Over 4 million people have already used BetterHelp to start living a healthier, happier life. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/almostretired. Clicking that link helps support this channel, and it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Yeah, let's talk about the kind of my perspective a little bit, and also the perspective of other people, because I've been asking people, so you're going to get not only what we've found, but what other people found, positive and negative. But let's start out with friends. So I've noticed this about myself, is that I have a lot more friends down in Mexico than I do back in the US. Our social life is much more active with different people down in Mexico.
And can I bring in Jan and Jeff?
Jan and Jeff, you can.
Okay, so we had dinner with dear friends of ours down here, Jan and Jeff. They're actually from Madison, Wisconsin, where Brighton went to college. And they were saying the exact same thing. Like Jeff was saying, when he gets back to Madison for the summer, they don't do as much with people. Like they don't have as much of a social life. But when they get down here, it's just like go, go, go. There's just so much to do and so many people to do it with.
Yeah, and they said that they have a policy of never saying no down here. And, it's like you go out to dinner. We went out to dinner with them, and it's very affordable compared to back home. So it's hard to say no. And there's so many opportunities to be social. Pickleball down here is way less expensive than up in the States, and way more convenient for us in terms of it's 5 minutes here, it's a half an hour away up in the States. It's just, there's a number of things that are just easier for me down here. We also have a half-acre lot down here. We've got a lot of space. We can be outside in the pool.
The dogs love it. I will say the dogs like it better in Mexico than they do in Oregon because I have a half acre to run. We take them to the beach. They get a little bit more adventure down here.
Definitely. So, and then we also go on more adventures here. We're still feeling new. So we go out to, some of the farther away beaches or over to La Ventana. So there's a lot of just kind of being a little bit touristy that happens down here.
But this is getting me inspired to do more stuff when we get back to Oregon too. So I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay, we'll be doing more stuff in Oregon. So also, when we went out to dinner with Jan and Jeff, we were also with Gaji and Paul. So, and I asked Gaji this question. I said, so how do you feel? They are full-timers here. And I said, well, how do you feel about all the part-timers leaving? And she said, oh, I love it. She's a straight shooter.
Well, Gaji's also one of these just beautiful souls who's always optimistic and has, a good thing to say about everything. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, but she said, yeah, it's quieter down here. And, just the opposite of what we were just talking about, if you're an extrovert, having people constantly want to go out is wonderful. But if you're an introvert, it's kind of nice to have a break from that, to have fewer parties, fewer dinners, fewer bands to go see, because things start to kind of slow down a little bit here. So, yeah, they were saying, their neighbors who are part-timers be a little bit loud, so they're happy to be more alone in their part of the neighborhood. I also asked, we just got our haircut by Rocio. I can highly recommend her. Here in La Paz.
I like how we got our hairs did.
Yeah. So this was Kat's first time getting her haircut outside the United States. And how did it go?
Oh my gosh. So I got a great cut. Rocio was lovely. And in the United States, it cost me over $100 to get my hair cut. And here,
about 30.
Yes, basically the same. That's with tip, and basically here, same cut with tip, $30.
Yeah,
I love that.
Exactly. And they actually spent more time and straightened your hair and everything.
They straighten my hair with a what's that called?
Flat iron.
Flat iron. Like I don't get that in the States, and so that's an extra $60, $70 for margaritas.
Yep. And so I got my haircut. It was less than that. It might have been about $20 or something. I'm able to get my haircut more often when I'm here in Mexico, and
twice a year.
Twice a year.
I do twice a year.
Yeah, I might do 3. So, but anyway, I asked Rocio. I was like, well, what's it like? And she's like, yeah, well, a lot of my clients are extranjeros, foreigners, and a lot of them do go home. So actually, there were a number of people getting their haircut right before they went home when we were coming and we were leaving home, the other home, going north. And she said, yeah, so things change. But however, in La Paz, as the Mexicans start to go on their summer vacations, La Paz is a destination for Mexicans who are living in the mainland. They want to come over to the beach for the summer. They do family vacations. So she does have a lot of those people. So we kind of have different seasons down here.
And for some people, staying here is the right thing for them for many reasons. But as we've said before, we don't have AC in our place, and it's getting 92 today, and the dogs and I are like.
So we have AC in one room, which is my office, which has a pull-out couch. So we have been hanging out in there. I was
really interrupted, and so it's time for us to head back, where it is going to be a little cold and rainy, but it'll get beautiful soon.
Yeah, so it does get a little warm here, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll be coming back this summer. I typically come down. We've got some construction projects that need to happen. That'll bring me back during the summer. I'll fly down for those. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about, if you're a part-timer, what's your thoughts on leaving or coming back?
What do you miss the most when you leave?
The most? Yep. What about if you're a full-timer? How do you feel when folks go north for the summer and kind of your social circle starts to shrink a bit? I know like the pickleball courts are going to be a lot less full when we head out. So that's very sad.
Well, maybe not for them. We'll find out.
Yep. Wally is a subscriber to this channel. Are you? Be sure to click that button or use the QR code if you're watching on your TV. Just use your photo app. That's my shoe.
So as a part-timer, there's some challenges, and that is because we come and go. We're transitional. And so the full-timers, right, they get to spend all their time together. And sometimes when you're a part-timer, you come back and you're like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, yeah, we've been here the whole time. So trying to like insert yourself back into people's lives is not terribly difficult, but sometimes you just have to work a little bit harder. That's all.
Yeah, and so we're kind of trying to maintain friendships in two different places, and some people, like some of our best friends are full-timers, and so it's kind of sad that we kind of have this little like summer breakup and then come back together.
That. Summer breakup. It's exactly what it's like. It's like a summer breakup.
Yeah. So we'll be back, but it is a bit of a challenge. We also have, we've been spending the last few days really putting away all the liquor bottles and taking the furniture and moving
a lot of liquor bottles.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got so many. We have parties and people bring liquor.
Plants. Kat has lots and lots of plants in pots, and the pots had to be stored away in a special area for our caretaker to water. Been going over the irrigation system, making sure there's no leaks, and of course there were leaks that I had to repair. So there's just a lot of stuff to get a house ready to be kind of vacant. Our caretaker lives in the casita, but the house is pretty much vacant while we're gone. And also planning out what's going to happen. Like the palapa roof, part of it needs to be repaired this summer. So going through and working with contractors to kind of plan out what's going to happen while we're gone. And then also up in Oregon, we have another house to maintain. So it works out to be two houses to maintain. Kat loves it. She's got twice as many plants. I'm less excited because I got twice as many house issues.
I think our biggest challenge of this whole thing is that our pickleball club in Oregon doesn't do 6-month memberships. And so for our anniversary, we just had our 21st anniversary on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. Yep. And so for our anniversary, I went ahead and just bought us annual memberships to play pickleball for the next 6 months in Oregon. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's tough down here. Pickleball is less expensive. Up there, like I said, it's more expensive. It's harder to get to, but it is one of our main social things. It's kind of how we have adult friends that are new up there. So it is important, and I have lost a little tiny bit of weight because of pickleball.
That's true. It's true. And you're happier.
And I'm much happier when I've got some exercise going on.
Way happier. So that's worth it right there. Check.
Yep. So what else do we want to talk about? And we are going to miss out on all the puppies that we take care of down here. We do some fostering up north with Golden Bond Rescue, so sometimes we get a golden retriever for a little bit. But for the most part down here is where we do all of our dog rescue, and that's fun, including Wally, wherever he's disappeared to.
Oh, he's down there. He's sleeping under the chair.
Oh, he's sleeping down there.
We call him Wally World.
Yep. So we did not name him. But so that is something that we'll miss out on a little bit. So
the other thing that's kind of interesting that we're just starting to do this year is we looked at all of our various medications, either for us or really for Nugget, our dog that needs so many medications. And we did some price comparisons. So we're going to go to the Pharmacia today, and we're going to load up on all of Nugget's medicines and take them back with us, because when we get them in the States, they're super expensive. And so we're just going to get them at the Pharmacia down here, a lot that you don't need prescriptions for, and we're going to take them back. And we've never, ever, ever been stopped and searched going across the border. Knock on iron. And so I don't think it'd be a problem. But if it was, it's not that expensive.
And I mean, we mentioned already the weather, but you can see the sun here. This is really good for my mental health, is to have sunny days every day. And once summer hits in Oregon, there will be a lot of sun, but when we get back, it is probably still going to be raining. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I will get a lot more work done because there's not as much of a draw to get outside and to go out with friends. But it is, so it's kind of good for me to make money for 6 months of the year and then just do enough work to keep my head above water. I'll be doing a lot of editing, by the way. This last couple weeks, I have been filming so that I've got lots of stuff to continue on this channel. while we're up in Oregon, you'll still be seeing lots of things from Mexico because I've been filming them for quite a while. So that's still coming your way. I feel like it hasn't been bluesy enough.
What are you going to miss the most?
What am I going to miss the most? Pickleball, Malecone, friends, hopping in the pool whenever I want. Yeah, house projects, interviewing people for this channel, friends, horchata. Oh my God.
Okay,
street
that's a lot.
tacos,
That's a lot.
street tacos, fish tacos. How about you, Kat?
Oh, poor baby. Now I know why
Now
you're
you
sad.
understand.
Yeah, I think I am going to miss, obviously, our friends here the most. Gaji and I just started a garden club, and it has been just amazing success so far. Lots of people excited to join. We did a tour of one of the local gardens here, and like 35 people showed up. It was amazing. Anyway, I'm going to miss friends, and I think I'm also going to miss papaya. Every morning, I have a bowl of fresh papaya that I eat, and I just cannot get good papaya up in Oregon. For 6 months a year, I eat papaya like crazy, and then for 6 months, I just dream about papaya.
Yes.
Well,
So, and by the way, Wally will be available for adoption up in San Diego or Seattle in just a few weeks with, there'll be a link down below for when he's ready. He's going to be heading north soon. We're just babysitting.
oh, he's a good boy.
He's a very good boy. So also going to miss hammock time. Just some of the things, just like symbolically, taking down the hammocks is just a sad thing. Just the same way putting up the hammocks is such a wonderful thing when we get here. But if we lived here all the time, we wouldn't have to do, it's like a whole bunch of extra work to be a part-timer. And then we have 4 days of driving ahead of us.
Okay,
so,
that is
putting the top on the car.
That's the part I don't like, is the driving back and forth. Holy cow.
But
Anyway.
I keep telling her, we can stay. We can just stay down here. It would be fine with me. We'll get another air conditioner maybe.
Yeah.
So
I have a farm in Oregon and a sister. So there you go.
yes. See, Sandra, you're the reason. Take those sunglasses off. You got to look at the audience.
Another thing that I'm really going to miss about Mexico is every morning, Brighton and I make our coffee and we carry it out to what we call our deck veranda. And we sit and we look out over the beach and the beautiful water and the mountains in the background. Brighton, are you going to do a pan to show?
Yes, we will pan and show you what we look at every morning. This is it.
It is, it's exceptional. It really is. We are, and every morning we say, we are so lucky. Our lives are like so incredibly blessed.
Yes.
And I'm going to miss that quite a bit.
And we say the same thing when we're in the hot tub at night, looking across the bay at the lights of La Paz, just kind of recognizing that we really are lucky that we've made this happen. Another thing...
We do say we're lucky a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we are lucky. Another thing that I'm going to miss, I can't remember what it was, but I had a really great thing to miss. One more thing about that coffee, that we will still have coffee every morning. It's just in our we call it a sunroom, but it really shouldn't be a sunroom because there's not a lot of sun in Oregon. So we'll watch the rain come down in the room at the front of our house with a lot of windows. And I miss all of the subscribers who come down to La Paz, that come to a happy hour on a Sunday night. It is so wonderful meeting people who have come to La Paz, who are living their dream life now. We're scoping out their dream life, and I've been a little bit of a part of that. So thank you all. People that I see on the street, same thing. I just love having those interactions, and for some reason that doesn't really happen that often in Oregon.
We have met some really incredible people.
Mexican people, Mexican culture, the Mexican way of life. As soon as we cross the border into the US, it seems like people are more aggressively driving and trying to get around and trying to be it's kind of, it's that me first society that doesn't really happen down here. The families, just the people, the smiles, all those things that are just...
It's much more cooperative and collaborative down here. And people are super, super nice.
And not a lot of politics down here.
That is true. I am not looking forward. We're going back. It's an election year. Oh my God, I am not looking forward to that. That is one thing I really do appreciate about down here, is the role for most people is no politics. Like, just leave all that stuff behind in US and Canada. Don't talk about that stuff down here. Down here, it's about margaritas and beach and giving back, and leave all that other stuff behind.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of the reason people have come down here, is to escape all of that. And it is a good escape until someone starts talking about it. And then often they'll get reminded that that's why we all left. No. Zip it. But now when we go back north, we're just going to be kind of saturated in that, especially being that it's a campaign or a election year. So that's going to be a bit challenging, but we will be back here by the time the election rolls around. One more thing I forgot to mention yesterday when we were filming this is the ability to learn Spanish. It is so much easier to learn Spanish when you're just surrounded by it down here in Mexico. So that's another reason to come back, for me to come back during the summer. Although I do have the blues, the part-time, the Snowbird, Rainbird Blues, I got to say, at least we're here for 6 months. I have to appreciate the fact that I have not spent the last winter, which is the worst part of time in Oregon, up in Oregon. We are able to spend half the year down here in Mexico, which is just so wonderful. All those things I listed off, margaritas, puppies, friends, pickleball, so many wonderful things here. At least we're getting to experience it for 6 months a year. And hopefully you're working on having that same experience, either part-time or full-time, maybe even just starting out with a couple months at a time. But we've got more videos, some things that we've recently produced. They're going to be down here. Put your head up, Kat, so we can put the videos below.
Right here?
Like over here. So check out those videos next. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.